Hey everybody. So it's been quite a while since I've put up an update. His life's just had me working on other projects and, well, better way to put it is working in other parts of getting ready for the PCT. And not that long ago, in late September, YouTube got rid of its YouTube editor, which is how I would take a bunch of different clips from a hike and stitch them all together, cut out parts that just didn't need to be there, and just put together a finished video for you guys. And for the moment, I'm just taking a straight up full through video and submitting it, at least for the update, at least until I can figure out what software to use so that I can put up more backpacking videos and stuff like that. Since that can't be one long video, I have to be able to combine multiple, and there's some good options out there. I just haven't had the chance to play with them yet, so hopefully that'll come along soon. I do have some hiking videos we haven't been able to put up yet, just because time has been an issue. So we finished up our house sit a little while back, which was a nice 10 weeks to go rent-free and actually be really close to my wife's work and just have some good privacy and open space. And now that we're settled back in, just kind of getting ready for, well, the hiking season is over in the strict sense of what we consider in season, so we're going to be switching from doing summits and higher altitude work where we're really working on verticality to just getting in some miles and working on our fitness outside of and off the trail. So we had a few potential hikes we're still going to try to do throughout this end of the season, but we've had some bad time off trail with migraines and neck issues and just stuff coming up. And so I wouldn't say we've lost our fitness, but our motivation to really jump on and do 3,000 to 4,000 feet in a day is not really there, especially with the weather turning really pretty quick. Snow hit 6,000 feet, so like Timberline Loop around Hood, that section of PCT, like a month and a half or two early. It hit in September when normally it's 6,000 feet. You wouldn't expect much lasting until late October, maybe. I mean, it really varies. It could be early October, but it just hit early and it really curtailed our plans. And as far as the rest of the season is gone, most of you who'd be interested in anything backpacking related, even if you're not on the West Coast, you're probably aware of the huge amounts of fire in the PCT in Oregon in general, Washington, Colorado now, Wyoming, Washington. It's just been a mess. And so a couple of our big trips we were going to do was try to summit South Sister this year, and we're hoping that trail's just open again by summer of next year. Because for the moment it's mostly shut until then, and a bunch of the stuff in the area. Same with the Jefferson area. Hood has kind of got out of it lucky, but some stuff off between Hood and the gorge, and then a lot of the gorge has been destroyed and at least closed till next year. So we had a few weekends where we were sitting there going, okay, where do we want to go hike? And even if fire wasn't an issue directly and closures, you'd look at, okay, St. Helens, unhealthy smoke. Sisters, Jefferson, smoke. Hood, smoke. Gorge, closed. They actually had 84 closed, and the historic highway next to it. And the list just kind of went on, and some of those weekends we headed out to the beach and it looked nice and clear, and by the time we were coming back, the smoke was rolling over us, which meant a couple cool sunset shots, but just means that for a while ash was falling in my car and we were 200 miles from the fires. And so we had days that it wasn't safe to be outside, let alone hiking. So the season really felt like watching our temple burn, is really the dramatic but accurate way of putting it, which did mean that we lost a lot of hiking time that just simply wasn't safe to be out there, and there weren't really many places to go. So as the fires are coming to a close, the winter is going to be half the damage as the water, which we expect a pretty stiff, pretty intense winter, is going to cause a lot of landslides now that there isn't the erosion controlling roots and other ground plants that are going to keep that stuff in check. So we don't really know what we're going to lose, but when it comes to the winter, a lot of stuff is closed and we're going to be mostly stuck to Forest Park. And as the rain gets worse, the Oregon Coast Trail will be a little bit more treacherous. We are definitely hoping to go out and do some snow-based hiking so we can, I don't know, work up to maybe micro spikes depending on what we do. Biggest thing is I don't have a car that can get us there. I can deal with snow locally, but once you get even into just the hills, it's really not a good idea. So Forest Park is kind of a, maybe if the forest is covered in snow but the roads aren't, I can definitely go do that. But overall our goals for the winter is really just to push some miles. I would love if we got to a 20-mile day this winter, and maybe across a brief Friday night hike, and then like most of Saturday and Sunday hike. Well, not most of, but basically across those like 2.5 days. If we could get a I don't know, 20 to 25 plus mile hike, that would be some really nice goals before next spring starts. And so that's kind of the direction we're going, is back to our 1-day max, our few day max mileage, and just obviously enjoy ourselves, but it's just a good training goal. And we're definitely going to be spending some good time off the trail doing a lot of specific cardio. I've been wanting to do a video on really how to effectively deal with endurance training. Is I have professional background and a whole bunch of sports performance, let's say, which includes techniques that could really take a regional to potential Olympic competitor and improve their endurance no matter what they're doing now, in a much more scientific and effective way than a lot of the tricks of the trade kind of stuff you see at the elite level. So really the bottom line is that we have some really good endurance plan for this winter, as well as just getting back into lifting consistently for my wife, and just working on really good solid back and core strength. So really the winter is less about hiking accomplishments and more just really getting some good training done. But I'm definitely hoping to get some of those technical skills as well. So as always, I just kind of mumble on for a while, so that's really pretty much the main updates for now. There is one other update I'm going to cover, but I'm going to cover it in a separate video, is we're changing our nutrition to really change our hormone balance, our weight, and overall health, and that's just been going really well so far, but I'm going to detail that a little bit more in a separate video, which I'll shoot in a moment, but you won't know because I might not release it all at once. The magic of YouTube. But that's about it, really. This November with Cyber Monday, I'm hoping to change from the Canon camera I love to an Olympus OMD EM1 Mark I, and potentially instead an EM5 Mark probably II. These cameras, and the reason for the switch is that they are weather sealed. I definitely couldn't drop it in the bathtub and pull it out and expect it to be fine, but for just normal backcountry stuff, for normal rain, for going through the PCT through 700 miles of dusty desert and all the moisture and cold to follow, it really has the best bet of delivering really good quality and actually surviving the trip. We'd kind of done some trail magic in August as the pack was coming through Cascade Locks, and one of the women we were talking with, Patchwork, had one of the EM5s. I can't remember if it was a Mark I or Mark II, but she has some really good photography, really good quality, and the camera had just soldiered on through the whole thing, so I'm really optimistic about that if I can manage the funding to actually make the switch. Switching camera bodies is always a difficult thing, and even once I get the body switched, I'll have to get a new lens for actually hitting the trail. So either way, I will wrap it up with that. As always, if you guys enjoy the things that are more exciting than these update videos, go ahead and hit subscribe. And if you want to go over to my site, livingthepct.wordpress.com, there's a lot of ways to support us and support the trail. So I will see you next time, which will be in about 2 minutes when I start the next video.